For everyone still here from Twitter, we're just going to go through, again, some of the top line and how we work with this platform from WMA perspective. So some huge figures there, 1.55 billion monthly active users, 20,000 people on Facebook every second. That is massive. So to make sure that your artist page is engaging with all of those people or as many of those people as possible, we think of this platform as the hub. So it's very much like your website. It's where you host all of your high quality content, and it covers all of your story pillars across your conversations. It's more visual than ever, so the rule of thumb now is very much minimum copy, maximum engagement. Native video is king. We all know it's massive at the moment. There's 8 billion video views per day on Facebook alone. Thanks to the infamous algorithm, timing is key in planning out all of your posts and your strategy across Facebook. So thinking about when your audience is online, when they start to drop offline, what time they engage or are most likely to engage, all of those things. As with Twitter, it's important to tap into trending and key conversations that you know are coming up. So your likes of the Brits and the Grammys and things like that. And then Facebook has very deep pockets, so they are developing all these new products and reevaluating what they have on offer all the time. So great to have a look out for those and get involved as early as possible. So planning. Planning is probably more important on Facebook than any other platform because it manages, we all know about the algorithm, it manages how many people see your post if they even see it at all. So again, just key to plan out all of the key conversations that you have as an artist. So your campaign moments, what you want to talk about as an artist from an artist perspective, that's all covered. And then covering off your timely events, joining in on conversations about national holidays, things like that, and being the first to react to things. Less important on Facebook than it is on Twitter because it's so fast moving, but still important here. And in terms of evaluating, don't be afraid to go back to the drawing board. The biggest way to keep control of the reach of your Facebook posts and the engagement is to evaluate the performance, which is really easy to do. You've got Facebook Insights now, so you can go in and see who's engaging with your posts and at what times and all of these things. So, and then just on a basic level as a person, you can keep track of all of this stuff and reevaluate your plans based on that information. So have a look at what time you put that post out. Did it not really perform that well because maybe it was a bad time, or was the copy too long, was the content rubbish, all of these things. So some best practices. Content-rich posts tend to have greater engagement. If you think about your own Facebook page, your own Facebook news feed, how many people you're friends with, how many pages you follow, how many events you're interested in going to, the list is endless. That's a constant stream. So what is going to make people stop the social scroll and engage with your content? It's about being creative with what you've got to use. There's so many different types of embeddable media these days. So you've got like your images, videos, GIFs are embeddable now via uploading on Giphy, all of these things. So it's not even just key anymore, it's essential. You need to have content with every single post. Initiate a consistent posting strategy. Again, there's no one size fits all for everyone, and I'm actually a massive advocate of if you have nothing to say, then don't say it. In fact, you could destroy the reach, the algorithm on your page if you post for no reason. So wait until you have those valuable bits of content and that valuable message and treat it like currency. Also, don't cut off any amazing posts that you've put out by posting 30 minutes later. You're just destroying the reach. Posts actually have a shelf life of about 4 to 6 hours usually. So if you let them see it out, you're reaching the maximum amount of people. And then geo-blocking was something we touched on in the international marketing panel. You can obviously limit the amount of people that are seeing your posts to where they need to see it, where it's relevant. So with live touring announcements, limit it to that location because otherwise it's reaching a whole lot of people. It could reach people that don't care about it, so they're not going to engage with it. Keep copy short and on point. Evidently, we say it best when we say less, because a post with 80 characters or less gets 66% more engagement. Again, it just comes back to thinking about how people use Facebook, or in general. People have really limited attention spans these days, unfortunately, so they're not going to stop scrolling through their newsfeed to read your essay. So say it's short and snappy and get the message across. You're much more likely to get more engagement that way. Again, native video, huge potential there to reach more people because Facebook prioritizes it. Facebook doesn't want us to ever leave their ecosystem, so they'll put priority behind their own products. And then as well as that, people are lazy. People don't want to leave the app and leave and then come back in and have lost their place in the newsfeed. And then it sounds really simple, but just using all of the features available to you, and if new features come out, being the first to jump on them and use them. This just keeps your output varied, keeps people interested the more they go through your posts. So live streaming, one way, it used to be with mentions for verified users only, but now it's open to everyone. So that's just giving fans insight into your behind the scenes, which they don't really get very often. A Q&A is a really, really nice way to do that because it involves fans and gives them that connection to you. And that could be via live stream Q&A or the traditional Q&A feature on Facebook. Call to action. So you've got call to action in your cover photo and also in your native videos. That's just breaking down your barriers to the next stream, the next pre-order, the next sale, whatever it is. And music stories, which launched recently. So streaming links will actually embed into your posts, and Spotify album links will embed and play 30 seconds of each track. So again, breaking down barriers to streams. So just running through some examples of how we've done these things successfully. This is a band that we still work with now, actually. At this time, they were releasing their debut album, and they'd only ever been seen through artwork. None of their press shots or anything were really used, but the wider team wanted to introduce them on a more personal level. And it was around the time of the World Cup, and it just so happened we found out that they were massive football fans. So we created a series of bespoke images of football cards introducing each individual member of the band. This one was the top performing post. It got 300 times the average reach at that time. It reached 800,000 people, and they had a following of less than 15,000. So it was massive. There's massive potential there to get your band or your artist and their campaign across to so many more people. Personal versus promotional, or as I like to call it, anti-HQ. HQ is awful, and I think it's really important for artists to get the balance right, because at the end of the day, they do have a promotional message to get across, but you know, we're so beyond the time of social media being about broadcasting your sales message and expecting people to follow your feet. So it's key to work really closely with the artist and get that across in a really personal way. This example, the whole of Will Young's campaign, actually, when we came on board, he really liked Twitter. He didn't use Instagram. He didn't have an Instagram, and he didn't personally use Facebook. He was kind of scared of it, actually. The channels had gone through a little bit of neglect, and all of the Facebook posts were all HQ. They were all third-person copy, and so the numbers were just abysmally low. So when we came on board, we made sure it was all personally driven from Will. Everything was creative-led. It was all high-res, no more HQ. And it's so much more successful. I think the first post we put out was more successful than any post that had ever gone up on his Facebook page. Native video again. So this is a really good example of how you can use this in a simple way. It doesn't have to be that you're posting your official music video on your Facebook page, but this video, this is Years and Years. This is taken from the music making app Smule, and it's Ollie singing King with a fan. So we could have posted the link to the video to go and watch it. We could have posted a picture of the video to direct people to Smule to go and watch it, but we took the video and posted a clip of it, and then linked out to the full video in the app. So yeah, 300% reach, just phenomenal, and shows you the potential. And then mentions, so Mentions came along last year. Obviously now live streaming is open to everyone, but when this launched, we saw it as an opportunity to pick out some key campaign moments with artists that were in campaign. For John Newman, he was releasing his latest album, Revolve, so we set up a live stream Q&A and announced it in advance. We got some fans to submit questions so that John himself he felt like he was prepared, he was comfortable to do it, and then he started answering questions in real time as they came in the stream. So that's building up that real-time connection with fans, which is so important. It builds up the trust because they now know, or they think, and they know that he is personally involved in the page. So they're so much more likely in future to look back at posts or engage with the posts that come up. So really valuable. And that is Facebook.